Okay. Okay, so how are you?
Great.
I'm fine, ma'am.
We're fine, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So, today we talk about in this week 9, we talk about assessment in this 21st century education. Okay. What you can see there, what kind of assignment or what kind of test or what kind of assessment is it?
Summative, ma'am.
Yes, summative.
Are you sure? Is it summative? Okay. Now let me show you others. Can you show? Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is it about?
Diagnostic assessment, ma'am.
Is it diagnostic? Is it
Yes, ma'am.
diagnostic? Okay. So because you can see the title of the assessment. Okay. So what about this? Has it changed already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you guess what kind of assessment is it?
Formative, ma'am.
Excuse me, Rini?
How about formative, ma'am?
Is it a kind of formative?
Yep.
Okay, now let's see for the other pictures or figures. And what about this one? What you've seen on your screen now, everyone. Is there pictures?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Is
ma'am.
there
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So then what you can see here,
Something like test quiz in the ongoing process of learning process.
okay. Now, I think that we can see about so many information about assessment itself. Okay. So this assessment is typically used to describe processes to examine or measure student learning that results from academic programs. Okay. I think that from the whole activity, starting from the teacher designing the lesson plan, okay, and then how is the process of targeted materials or targeted topic for one semester. Okay, so I think that teacher need to see about the progress of the students. Okay, how actually the progress of the learning, how is the process of the knowledge, and how actually they can, find truly materials about something. I think that you have different experience when you did your PLP1 because at that time was curriculum 2013 or 2013 curriculum, right? And when it compares today, they've applied or they've implemented curriculum Merdeka. And I think that there are some differences found in the way how teachers do the assessment, whether it is in forms of the task itself and also how they are going to measure about the successful of the students in learning. So, and this formative, okay, as you can see here, so it's done during the instructional process for the purpose of improving teaching or learning. This is based on Black and William. And the example might be in forms of question and answer sessions, observation during class activities or self-assessments, and then peer assessments and exit slips, feedback on student work. Okay, so this actually is the course of the formative test. So first you have to identify to find out about how actually you are going to design. You can find out, okay, you can find out based on the features, okay, the features of formative and summative. And then you can find or you can design two activities or two assessment of formative and another two examples or your own design for summative test or summative assessment. Can you do that? Okay, so this group 4.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I would like you to find out, or actually in this case that you should design formative, the examples of formative and also summative tests. Okay, so you can, you just feel free to choose whether this assessment for students at the junior high school or. Okay, so how is this group? Room 1, Mila
Yes,
Ivan.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
so
Wait, ma'am.
okay, so what you found? Have you discussed about something that how you are going to design this formative and summative? So I think that you can look at for the examples or the examples of this formative test of.
Yes. One of the question is what kind of floor that we need to make brownies. So
Okay.
we will give them 4 options. The first is wet floor, and the next is and then
Summative assessment. I found that summative assessment is a type of assessment that is used to make a final judgment. I think summative in the end of the lesson, maybe.
yeah, summative. Yeah, I think so. What I have read, it's the same as you say. It always at the end of the semester, and it just a large quantity of the material that been tested. I think, right? Is it true, right?
Yes, I think so. So, uh, uh, in my opinion, summative assessment, for example, like a final exam or a capstone project, might be used as a summative assessment. Then let's talk about formative assessment.
Oh yeah, formative. Formative is itu like it's just like a provide feedback. So it's might be like the simple quizzes at the end of like a chapter maybe. Am I wrong? What do you think?
It can be formative assessment. So formative assessment, it provides feedback to the students and teacher
Ah,
throughout test. Yeah, I agree with your opinion before. So informative assessment, teacher might use exit.
I would like you to present the results of your discussion from group 1, room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4. Please be my guest. Okay, does any one of you would like to present?
excuse me, ma'am.
Okay,
I want and I already found the example, but I don't know
okay.
is it true or not. But I will try. Can I?
Okay, sure, dear. Can you share screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I try, ma'am?
Okay, next, please.
I think this is not a formative assessment. I think it is more a summative assessment because summative assessment typically are given to students at the end of during a set point learning or the end of the semester. And the title of this assessment is Ujian Akhir Semester Genap, ma'am. So I think
Johannes? Okay, so back to you, there, the owner of this assessment. So
Yes,
after
ma'am.
listening or after you got response from Ines, so what do you think about this kind of assessment?
Give me time, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more response?
No, ma'am.
All right. So since they said that she's not
Yes,
sure.
ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Actually, I forget. It's yes. This is formative. Terbalik, ma'am. Sorry, sorry.
Is it formative?
Yes, ma'am. And I already found another example. And then I think this is the formatifnya gitu. So terbalik, ma'am. Ini yang summative, and my another example is the formative. So the previous example is summative because that's like examination, and that's give to the students at the end of semester after the learning process in di suatu waktu tertentu kayak like one semester, and this and that summative test give at the last semester, at the end semester. And just recently example that I show is formative because to know it to know how far the students understand the material, uh, how the material of the lessons. And we can see that the question is more like historical lessons. So maybe after the teacher give the explanation and teaching the students about the historical lesson, and then the teacher give that quiz to test how far the student know about the material. That's all, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much there.
Of course, to evaluate what students have learned or the skills they have developed. So it means summative assessment is a final assessment given at the end of a course of or program to evaluate student learning. So for example, as you can see in the screen, we have mid test. So this picture is a form of summative assessment. And then for the formative assessment will be explained by Aishara. So Aishara, take your time.
So, first we will start about for the meaning of formative assessment. So, what I and Hosiana got is formative assessment is the type of assessments that occurs throughout the teaching and learning process. So, it provides multiple opportunities for students to demonstrate their understanding of the material and for teachers to adjust their instruction. So formative assessment are not graded and are used to monitor.
So if the question was about how do you identify a project and also a final test, okay? So it's just like happened to Unimat, okay? So you got final test, you got mid test, you got the other 6 tasks, okay? So means that for the formative, it's quite clear, okay? Because we have the 6 tasks. So those are categorized as formative. Okay. So if there are no projects, okay, if there is no final test, but there is project, so that is your summative. Today's class, so I'll see you next week. And okay, you can find out.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I'm sorry, I think you can read more references. Okay, it's not just from uh from this Barry, Rita, and Adamson Bob, okay, about assessment reform in education. And I'm going to give you more in our LMS for further readings, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right,
You,
thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. See you.
Thank you,
Okay, I'll
ma'am.
see
Thank
you
you,
next week.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.